coming up into this event, being able to team with the likes of Boo Boo and Falcated and winning these events, being so dominant in Halo 5. Let me know a little bit about that guy.
Well, Bound, I think the most impressive up-and-coming player in Halo 5, right? He was that guy that everyone wanted to give him that opportunity in the early stages of Halo 5, and he's like, nah, I want to play competitive. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. And eventually, you know, money speaks. So I think he's gotten his opportunity. I think he joined the perfect team, Inconceivable with Boo Boo Doo and Falcated. That duo paired with Bound, it's a scary thing to look at. And for this tournament specifically, they have Sand, who I would consider a top 3 Halo 5 player. So for me, that team specifically, my favorite. Bound really complements them very well. Aggressive player that is just so talented at this game. And on top of that, man, it's just I don't even want to even say it, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't drop a map in group play. Ooh. I have that much confidence in them.
There's some big predictions coming out of you. Dragonite, let me know, how do you feel about these teams, and what are some of your predictions going into this one?
I'm really excited because our Pool A with Sentinels, Cloud9, Kingdom, and No Ice. Cloud9 upset Sentinels 2 separate times now, and they're back in a pool with them. So if I'm Sentinels, I'm feeling a little bit like I'm on my back foot, which I'm kind of excited to see. We haven't seen them in the past do anything even remotely like that. So seeing Cloud9 potentially have the opportunity to do that again, I'm hoping to see another upset. And then in Pool B, we see Inconceivable falling FLYERS and Pioneers, and Inconceivable had an unbelievably dominant win over all of those teams in Pool B. These are almost exactly the same as they were in the previous event. Right. So I'm kind of hoping to see some really flashy plays. I'm kind of hoping to see everybody resent Inconceivable. You beat me once, but it's not going to happen again. I'm hoping to see some showy plays and a little bit of fighting back on that for the day.
Yeah, Shyway, I got to bring that to you about the Sentinels. You know, there's been a lot of talk on my X, and I got to see a little bit about what Wes's thoughts, Clutch's thoughts were about why Sentinels are the way they are, and why they're losing, and they're on their back foot right now. And it apparently had a lot to do with Neptune's overslaying. And what do you feel about that?
Is that so? I didn't know that they had that as a specific reason. I know Sentinels are incredibly dominant. They're incredibly strong together. Neptune's a new addition. It's probably difficult to be in the position that he's in. On top of just being kind of nerve-wracking, like he's surrounded by champions. He wants to make sure he's playing his role. He's offering support where he can. So overslaying is a bit of a weird gripe, but it's true with a team like Sentinels, how efficient they are off of every round of slays. They capitalize. They get that flag cap in off of one full, like getting up, the squad dead one time. So that, that's an interesting concern for Neptune, but I know he's a confident player. I know he's very talented. So I'm sure that won't be a bane for them. It's whether or not they can carry that energy together. They're in sync with each other throughout the entire tournament, because while they can start off very dominant, which we've seen week after week, it seems like Sentinels bleeds now. Sentinels, not only losing to Cloud9, they lost to, I guess, a different version of Falling Esports a few weeks ago, which was a pickup team that Boo Boo just jumped in on randomly, and we saw this in Esports Arena. So basically what I'm saying is Sentinels, as dominant as they've been in the past, it seems like right now they've got kind of a little more to prove. The beast has been weakened a little bit. We'll see what they can do.
And that's exactly what we like to see in Halo. It gets a little boring when a dynasty is just winning over and over. We like to see the giant be taken down by David. Sure. And honestly, I can't even call Boo Boo Doo Boo an underdog anymore. I mean, he was one of the first guys to be able to take down Optic when they were at the height of their success, and he was also one of the guys that was always there being the top competitor when they were there, like when he was with Hook and they were with Predevinator and Contra. He was always that guy that was like giving him the hardest time. He's almost like their kryptonite. But looking at the series layout here for our first round, like we said, it's going to be Falling versus FLYERS. And that is what we've got. That is their draw of the maps going into this one. We are starting this one off. It is going to be me and Shyway taking this one on, and we're going to start with Spart.
Yeah, we're getting right into it. They're going to be fighting for the camo to kick things off, of course, and Sparty going to throw the nade to deny it. Looks like he should be able to get away with this successfully, so great way to start the match here. Sparty with the camo, he's got his teammates up. Let's see if they can coordinate something. You can also see on the overlay, Super CC's got himself a rail.
Yeah, I don't know why there was only one player that was going for... Oh, my God! A missed beat down. That almost bit him right there, but a good recover. Spartan, tremendous work out of him. But like I said, why was there only one player going for the camo, and why didn't he focus on it?
Definitely a bit of a weird situation. Even Spartan's route to camo is something you not normally see. Nowadays, we're so used to seeing players fly right off the box, get up the top mid immediately and contest camo. But I don't know. I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles in this game. They're going to try to capitalize off the opportunities they got here at CC with the shots in red court. He's got his teammate trying to pull that flag. Not sure if he'll be successful here, but CC definitely is hitting the shot.
Oh my God!
He's just got to stay alive a little longer. He will get taken down. The flag is out, but can they get it past this silo? The defense coming in straight sick with the play though.
Yeah, good job by him. Very good route to keep. He did manage to stay alive, and now he's going to put it in. Very good job by him and secure that first one. I would not have expected that one, but this is such a even matchup that we have between Flyers and Falling. I was so excited to see that this was going to be the first one that we got to cover.
Completely agree. You got incredible talent across the board in this tournament, so there's no shortage of good matchups here, Nighty. I think anything we land on, you could roll the dice, and I'd be pretty excited to cast it. But back on board with Sparty. Just up on top mid here. He's got a lot of pressure on multiple sides, so good that he dropped off here temporarily. Let's see what he can do with the distraction. Shots into Musa, and Connolly gets it. This is some great team play here. They're going to try to push up through red court once again, so the pressure is still on from Flyers in this early game here. And honestly, I think it's that addition of Sparty that's really helping this roster succeed.
Yeah, he's such a powerhouse slayer, and he has no fear. It doesn't matter who he's playing against. He has that champion mentality. He's got a win under his belt on land now, finally, and he feels more confident than ever. He's got a nice balance in his life, too. You see on his Twitter, he's always talking about he's in a much better mood. His job's going well, so he's going to be playing much better. Big double kill out of Commonly there. The railgun is dropped. Got to see who's going to be able to recover that. That railgun is going to be absolutely essential. Huge part of controlling this map is making sure you're efficient with that weapon. Commonly, great shots, good cleanup, and he's going to help his teammates stay alive. That's going to be 3 down for Falling.
Big opportunity here. Last line of defense right there. I think it might be Musa being such a nuisance, but not enough. They should be able to get this flag through. You can see the overextenders are going to come through the garage side of the map, but they already got the defense lined up. Flyers is ready to go with this flag, and there is no stopping this one going in here. That should be 2 on the board, making it 2-1 in the game so far.
Flyers doing a great job this game. I did not expect them to come out this hot. Super CC, though, I should have known better. He has been doing so amazing in the side tournaments that we've been watching, Esports Arena and all the, the lower, the grassroots tournaments that haven't had as big a payouts, but he's been there. He's been putting in the reps, he's been putting in the practice, and he has been grinding so hard. He's one of those guys that really sticks out to me as being one of the future top talents in Halo Infinite. He always is so difficult to get taken down. He's one of the hardest kills in Halo 5.
Absolutely. Someone I'm curious to see is Musa, Sabinator as well. I mean, all these guys can really perform, but Musa is such a threat. The man is so confident. He's so accurate with his shot, so it's a treat to see this man playing Halo 5 once again. Of course, subbing in, or I guess officially now part of Falling Esports, and it's a big role to fill here. But right now, you can see another flag is out, straight 6 with the defense. They got a full round of slayings and a full flag pull here. I don't actually think there's any defense in line to stop this from happening, so Flyers going to seal this out in dominant fashion. Taking game 1 3-1. Nighty, I didn't really even see a lot of contention come out of red team there. That looked kind of like easy breezy.
Yeah, it looked like they got extremely shocked by how aggressive Flyers came out, and that pretty much matches their team name. Only 3 kills from Spartan. You don't see that too often, but Commonly is absolutely coming to life like he was back in the day. He was one of the big shots there on Evil Geniuses. He won the gold medal at the X Games, so we know he is a champion as well. So we've got a championship team, 2 champions on here. Straight Sick, can't forget him, free-for-all world champion in Halo 4. So these boys are not to be taken lightly, but we've got, I'd say that the red team, Septify, Envor, they don't have as much experience as the rest of the guys in this game. I guess you could put Super CC in that club, but what's a really good story to talk about is that CC and Envor were teammates for years, and they were a pro Halo 5 team for a while, and now they're up at the top and they're competing against each other.
Right. You mentioned experience with Septify Envor, and I think you're right as far as like official HCS going to LAN events and performing there. They might not have that, but as far as just like a play time on Halo 5, Septify and Envor, these guys have been grinding nonstop, especially since the game left the circuit. These are two guys who have been, consistently improving, showcasing that they're at the top of the game. So they can definitely hang with these boys. And we saw, some good plays from them in that first game, but just that the team coordination wasn't quite there. But when it comes to Slayer, I think there's a real opportunity, especially for somebody like Musa, to make some big plays, but he can't live with the camo to open the game, and that's going to hurt a little bit.
You got to talk about that angle that Super CC just grabbed. He was able to jump and just nick the very shoulder of Musa to be able to grab that kill onto him with the camo. And getting that kill with the camo is absolutely huge here in the beginning of this game. CC, nice little push, but he is not going to be able to connect with the shot.
Yeah, that's a rough situation. The scatter shot's such a powerful weapon to control, so when you whiff that shot, it's a bit of a blunder there. You can really give it up to the enemy team. Musa, of course, dropping that snipe down at E1. Connolly can pick that up, and Connolly, we saw how well he performed in Game 1. Man's just getting started. Gonna hit 2 body shots on Deceptify to take him down. He should reposition that snipe, get it back to bunker. You can see the pressure coming in the bunker side, so they're not gonna let up. They're gonna take back that snipe before it's too little too late here. So I like the play from our Falling Esports to kind of reset the situation. They got the shotty as well.
I'm gonna try to do what he can with these 2 shots in the scatter. He's gonna just try to play this one cool. This is exactly where you want to be on the map with this weapon. You can do so much with banking the shots off the walls. We've got 3 dead currently with Sniper in the hands of Musa. Musa's gonna be putting in some good angles here. He's making sure that they cannot get out easily. And now he's just checking his flank, making sure they're not anywhere to be found, putting some good shots in. Septify with the cleanup. Straight Sick going to be able to grab a trade while he was getting spawn killed. So that's good play, but ultimately Falling are just coming down hard. They are bouncing back very easily. Slayer seems to be their game type. They are going to be doing some good work here, just maneuvering around each other. And like you said, Musa, man, he's your local hero, He's your hometown. He's your hometown boy, man. The guy is a top 4 professional. We've seen him have some incredible tournaments.
There's something about his playstyle where you can feel the power behind every single one of his flick shots, and the man was trying to move there, but he just couldn't get that camo up in time. It looks like it was grabbed. I think that might have been a player on blue who has it. Regardless, you can take a look at that score line. 22-10 is Falling Esport lead in dominant fashion, and this is exactly what you want to see if you want to have a nice close series. So Musa back on screen once again. Going to try to pick up the pieces on this. He's 1 shot up on top tower. Good place to be here. But he wants to collapse, get these kills. Will likely open up the bunker spawn. And check that out. They're 93 dead. They know they're spawning up bunker side of the map here. They could force something if Musa doesn't, fall a couple times on his way there. They gotta get coordinated. They gotta get that high ground and start applying pressure here.
I'm noticing that Envor is playing such a entry frag type slaying role where he is the first one in and he is going to be the aggressor in every situation. He's getting those trades, he's getting those clutch double kills. But there you go, you see Sab doing the exact same thing, and that's really what I like to see. Both those guys just up in the grill of FLYERS. FLYERS had tons of aggression in the first game, but this second game, Falling, it is all about them, and they are just dominating right now. They are cycling through the spawn so well.
Some great positioning from Falling here as well. They got control of Sniper. They got outside control. You can see Septify up on Carbine with Snipe here, so they can bring the enemies to them. Of course, FLYERS knows that Snipe is outside. They're going to probably try to hold inside map here. So Septify, as long as he's paying attention to his teammates, he's moving with them. They can try to collapse together, but you can see in that kill feed, just players going down left and right here, 31-19. Still a great advantage to work with. But can he line up a shot? Can he get an opportunity? He hasn't really found one just yet. I feel like maybe he might need to back up into Carbine once again because he might get pinched from behind here. The shot's coming in. It's a nice no-scope, but he will get taken down. That snipe might transfer hands with Connolly coming in to collapse. Zabinator with a double, though. They're going to challenge each other, so Connolly in a bit of a tough situation here, but well, maybe they can recollect that snipe.
Camo about to be up here. Sab's ready for it. He's going to just be waiting. He's got the coach in his ear. Coach says it's up at 47. That's exactly when it was. Sab's going to be ready and making a flank. He needs to be careful here, though. Ooh. That's exactly what he's going to do. There you go. Fantastic work out of Sab. Smart play by him. Not just jumping into the thick of things, just waiting and seeing when he can get an open.
you would think at this point Falling kind of have it in the bag. It would have to be a hell of a blunder to lose a lead like this with the shoddy and the camo, the backsmacks coming in too from Sapple, but he does get compromised here. Let's see if he can reposition, get out of here. He's doing, honestly, just a great job being a distraction, staying alive. 40-25. I got to call it now, Nighty. I think this one's over. There's no way FLYERS makes a comeback here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm just going to be taking a chill pill now. They don't want to overexert themselves because this is going to be a long one. I see this one going all the way. Septify here with the snipe to end the thing. He just needs to make sure he stays safe here, gets the trade. Good job by him. That's fine when you're in this much of a lead. As long as you're getting a kill per death. Musa going in for the trade. Envoy going to get the cleanup. They are playing like a team so much better this game number 2.
Things are looking great in Slayer. If they can keep this kind of energy, this kind of momentum going into the objective games that are going to follow in this series, then they're looking great for that too. But you know, that remains to be seen, of course. But just 2 more kills to close it out here. Envoy going to make his way up at the tower. He's got a shoddy in the back pocket. 1 shot left to work with here, so maybe he'll blast someone, but Sab will finish it up. That's a 50-30. We just managed to get a stake out of this one, Nighty. That's a nice dominant comeback for game 2.
It was insane. I didn't see FLYERS taking the initiative and really controlling spawns ever. Like, even when they had the ability to do so, they really weren't trying to do that. It was like, as soon as they recollected themselves, they didn't go. They were like, okay, oh, now we have a second to breathe. Let's just wait for them to come to us. And that's not how you can play that map. You've got to have multiple people staring at some spawns, get some shots in, really contain them, and just start the cycle over. And I'm surprised that they didn't do that. FLYERS really not looking like the powerhouse team that we saw in game number 1. I don't know if Falling just had to wake up or if FLYERS just had a much better map. They appreciated game 1 a lot better. Sometimes it's the luck of the draw. But looking at those stats, Sab having one hell of a game, 60% accuracy. The man is beaming.
Yeah, Sab Envoy did well as also, but like you brought up a good point there. One thing the FLYERS really have to avoid, especially in Slayer, is going 3 or 4 dead. It is one of the worst case scenarios for a team because it just gives such an obvious spawn point for the other enemy or for the enemies, and they know exactly where you're going to be. So they collapse and they conquer. They get more slays. So in those situations, FLYERS, when they lose 2 and you know they're down, they got to play their lives. They got to get trades. They got to find a way to be a very hard kill in those situations, or else they're just going to end up on that momentum cycle. And so far, we didn't really see that in Rig. It just felt like they were kind of separated and frantic in a lot of situations, and they couldn't really bounce back and get around to slays themselves. So they have a chance to do that. We got another game coming up, of course. I can only predict it's going to be an objective, Nighty, maybe but here's the total stats. This is nice to see. Check this out.
Yeah, we've got some totals going on here. So you can see the assists. 30 assists on one side, 24 from the other. Doesn't really spell out the game too much. I mean, that's pretty much even assists there. So basically what it comes down to, looking at the stats, is basically the power weapon control. They had the camo most of the time. They were ready for it. Falling Esports were able to make the shots connect, make those weapons actually do something. We saw a lot of times whenever the FLYERS would get a weapon, they didn't do much. So commonly got some big double kills and was able to burst out of their spawn a few times, but they just weren't able to ever get anything going. Rig is a weird one. It's tough to play sometimes. It's not exactly the most traditional Halo map. But coming up next, we do have an objective, and that is going to be Empire Stronghold, which is the fastest game type we have in the Halo 5's circulation.
Yeah, one of the most frightening game types to play. Like, I just imagine myself in a LAN in a tournament and having Empire Strongholds being the deciding game and just getting super nervous just because of the games that I've seen in Empire Strongholds. They're crazy, Nighty. We've had full 100-0s. We've had 99-0 and a crazy comeback. Just last week when I was casting for Esports Arena, we had 99-99, and it was back and forth. The teams were just clashing with each other. So we could get that here right now, and it's going to start with Sparty. Of course, going to fight for OS.
I did see that game, and that was one of the most incredible endings to a game I've ever seen. It was so exciting. Renegade putting those 2 grenades down that were like absolutely perfect. What a tremendous level of Halo that we are witnessing now. Halo 5 was gone for a little bit, but I'm glad that we see it back because it had so much more to go in its life cycle. I know it's been a long one, but the meta still works for me. I really enjoy it, and I'm so happy that we have it today in the championship. It is brought to you by Louis V Titan Productions. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. This is going to be a big day here. Oh, big play by Commonly to stay alive there.
Yeah, 2 dead as well, so they're going to try to cap Pit as quickly as possible, get a couple more slays maybe in the process, and there you go. Commonly gets it. 1 more left to defend Pit, but that's not enough to stop it, so 2 caps on the side of blue here. Sparty and Commonly picking up a double. They're going to go for the trip cap right away, so I love the momentum swing from FLYERS right now. That's going to force a red side spawn as they frantically try to get to red to counter this trip cap.
Commonly getting it just at the very last second. A player is able to get a nade on him, and he still managed to stay alive just a little bit longer. Sab does taking him out, but now they have control. Super CC going to get the first kill. Straight Sick almost gets the second. He's going to leave that player, comes to help his teammates. Great job by Straight Sick there to prioritize the kills, but he gets double teamed fast. Great team shot there from Falling. Going back and forth. Envoy going to be able to land the noob combo and then get some shots in. He's doing damage.
Ooh. That was huge from Musa right there, getting those 2 defensive kills. That secured the Pit. So now they got Pit and red base. And an opportunity to get some points on the board here. Musa still up, still putting in damage. He's got the info on players on blue side, but the challenge coming into tower. He loses his teammate. Watch him try to slow play this. Musa, what are you going to do in this situation? You can see there's a player above him, player beside him. He's going to get collapsed on from multiple angles here, but just somehow milking his life. This is exactly what you want to do in this situation, is slow things down and make it very difficult for Sparty and team to get that Pit, especially when the OS, the camo are coming up. That's going to distract them as well.
Your opponents
CC grabs the camo. I'm going to see what he does to try to kill Septify, maybe get up behind him. CC died with the camo, so this OS, only a little sliver of it left, and then both teams will be even again. So we are about to tie this one up, and both teams just looking incredible right now. Fight for bottom middle.
Yeah, this is dangerous for Step. Notice how he was completely alone in that fight. There were 2 players in Pit, so he just got completely melted for it. But hopefully they still got blue in the meantime. You can see the double cap still on hold for FLYERS, though, as they finally elapse the score. They're now leading 24-22 here. Septify with an opportunity for Pit once again. Musa and Envoy got their kills, and that's honestly the name of the game in Empire Strongholds, is can you capitalize off of 2 slays, jump in Pit, and take advantage of that timing to get those secures.
Septify going to try to double team these players in blue. He's just managing to stay alive, playing his life now. Good job by him. Does get some shots in. That player's not going to get cleaned up, though. We've got 2 down for Falling. Envoy and Musa are going to be rushing out bottom middle. There is a triple cap in effect.
Yeah, they're holding on right now. Falling with an opportunity for a big momentum swing, but Commonly looking to upset it. He's going to move over to blue side where his teammates are. Still getting shot from tower, though. You can see the coordination from FLYERS here. Look at them coming out of tower, trying to get something going. Musa just slipped through both of those players. There he goes. He's going to have to double back to try to get the kill here, but despite that, that's a trip cap that they're still holding on to as we pass the 50-point mark. This is it for FLYERS. They got to coordinate. They got to get together, or it's going to slip away from them.
Yeah, it's a good cycle that they've got going on so far. Musa doing a great job right now at just maintaining his position. He's not trying to give up his life just yet. He just wanted to put some shots down to help out his teammates. Commonly gets a nice opening kill, 3-on-3 at the moment. We've got the camo up. Musa is going to be ready for it, and then I'm going to guess that the OS is being fought for at the moment. Septify goes down. He was the one that grabbed the OS last time. Musa's got to stay alive here. He does grab the kill, and there's no one there to follow up. So Musa, full shields with the camo. He has all the time in the world, a lot of space to work with here, and the OS is in the hands of Sparta.
Ooh, does he get the combo? He does. That's a big play on the Sparty right there. Unfortunately, Musa goes down, but hopefully he did enough damage to stop the Pit cap. You can see the fight still going on here. Sparty's still up somehow. Commonly going to work with him, but they do manage to get Pits. That's a big swing from FLYERS. They got a bit of a road to climb here, Nighty, but it has to start with this capture, though. They are losing their numbers. Musa off a spawn. He's back, and he's taking fight once again.
That is exactly the example of why this map is so fast-paced. As soon as you spawn up, you're immediately introduced to shots hitting you or having an angle to be able to get some team shot. There's always an opportunity to make a play right off of your spawn, and that's what we see right now. Both teams going at it. Falling, doing a great job at holding down the objectives, making sure they are staying alive right now. Envoy, look at that, being such a nuisance, was able to distract 2 players and put damage in. Very good plays out of Onboard. Septify with some big kills as well.
Damn, 3 dead. Look at the slays coming in from Falling Esports. All the momentum on their side here, Nighty. And we talked about this pre-match. Onboard, Septify, can they hang with what we know are 4 pro players? It looks like they absolutely can. Not only that, like, this is a dominant game coming out of Falling Esports. It's over, Nighty. I don't see them making this comeback here. They got to get in a circle now, or that's it.
Yeah, Flyers have shown that they are... They've shown what they're made of. They have been successful in the past, and they've all had their chance. If you look at the Falling roster, none of them have any big wins as far as LANs, majors,
Exactly.
any of the online tournaments. They haven't been truly dominant. Onvor has been one of those guys that has been someone that I've been looking out and making sure that I keep tabs on, because I've just been scouting him for so long. He's had such a good run for being a very good individual talent, but also having a really good brain. He plays the game at a very high IQ level. Like you see there through his stats, 12 kills, 11 assists, and the least amount of deaths in the game. He plays a solid game of Halo, and I love to see it. But then we've been seeing Sab. We know his capabilities. He just hasn't been able to get the right roster together. But this one is a bunch of young and hungry players.
Yeah, this might be it for Seb. This might be the opportunity he's looking for to really make a name for himself. I mean, things looking great so far for Falling Esports. Of course, they got one more game left to really seal out this series, but we already kind of compared it, right? You got Straight Six, Sparty, Commonly on this other team here. These are pro players with a hell of a history in Halo 5 competition that are kind of on the back foot to I don't know if I want to say new blood, but players who haven't quite proven themselves in the spotlight, and they're taking full advantage. They're in it to win it, and I love to see it, Nighty.
Me too. We're going to look at some more stats here. We've got the pretty much the average KDA that I'm looking at being just tremendous on the side of Falling. 6.7 in the favor of Sab. All across the board, you see the objectives that are being played. The Empire Stronghold, you're going to be touching a lot of objectives, but there just wasn't that many points on the side of Flyers. They were playing it, but the Slays were much more in the favor of Falling. But we're going to go into Eden Oddball. This could be it. This could be the series of round 1 in pool play for the HCS Season 1 Championship, brought to you by Louis V. Titan Productions. Eden Oddball, man, what do you think? Do you think they can close it out?
They definitely can. I think they're going to want to close it out here. Really take that momentum, carry it through to Oddball. If they don't take Oddball and they kind of lose that drive that they've had here, it might be a little tough in Kali Slayer, where I can only guarantee that Flyers are going to be very confident. But so far, so good here. I mean, Sab's got the OS completely free off the start. Let's see how he can play it, because the combo is still on tower's side, but he'll have to go for the ball instead. So he can get some early time here, but he's just going to lose the entire OS in the process of doing this. But let's see what he can get out of it. Maybe he can hold on to red for a little while and get a bit of a lead started.
Yeah, if his team can efficiently block for him,
right, then
this could definitely work out. Getting that OS does give you that opportunity. You basically don't need to slay if you can just get away with the oddball. He's going to drop it and get the cleanup. He keeps his teammate alive. Now he's trying to work together here with him. Some good points, an early lead. Commonly, though, as the sniper.
Yeah, it's great to see right there for Sab. It's just about how efficient you are when you got that ball. Do you drop it and then apply pressure with your team and then keep yourself close to a play position as well? Because that isn't quite what happened at the end there. They didn't play it commonly with the snipe there trying to get something done. He does end up dropping. You can see all 4 players on Flyers are up and they're putting the pressure on there, getting all the slays. Straight Sick left alone here. He can try to pick at them from the outside, but how much is this guy going to be able to do by himself here? Rough situation for Straight Sick. He will get taken down, the ball back out on the red bend, and this is the ideal setup for Falling Esports right here. Septify's got a snipe as well with 1 shot left to plant into that blue player. Not sure who it is there, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's doing a good job just jumping around the jungle gym there, but finally gets taken down. Septify doing a good job at blocking, just making sure he's checking all of the available locations where these players can jump in from. He's listening to these call-outs. Oh my God, he almost got that headshot off. That would have been tremendous. He does get the cleanup. Septify's on fire.
Septify making massive plays. This is it for Falling, just capitalizing on this momentum that they had. They're not letting up. 52 points and counting here. New OS coming up as well. So this is a crucial moment in the game to get that control, and you can see the collapse coming in from Falling. It's perfect. Musa and Sab come in to clean up that kill that should secure OS. Well, they have the ball. So just a great setup here for Falling Esports. They're going to get a whole hell of a lot of time if they hold on to this correctly.
And you see that the new combo is in the hands of CC. CC's going to look to try to get that off, but he looks like he did, I think, or that player might have gotten a beatdown. I don't know which, but 3 down for FLYERS anyways. It does not matter. Musa, look at that, hunting down the final player, trying to get across the map, getting some good positioning. He's basically blocking this side of the map, making sure that the players cannot spawn here, but they're going to be behind him. He's got a flank coming in. He does get some good damage in one player, but that guy turns around, immediately listens to communication, and takes him out.
They managed to play it, though. Oh, so I think they did manage to play it. So that's a great play right there. You can see they were under pressure, Falling Esports to down to the last player. They managed to knock the ball off, reset the situation here. So now 89 points to 8. And it just feels like FLYERS are under so much pressure. They're being suffocated here, and they got to turn it around. You can see the 3 slays, so they did get 3 dead. An opportunity for FLYERS here to get something going. They got to get the ball rotated to a safe position. I think they might have it over on blue side. There you go. It's in blue base. With Super CC's got his teammates in front of him, so a bit of a setup here forming. Let's see how long they can hold it. They got to start playing perfect Halo here.
This is the first situation in this game that I've seen that they can really take this over. We've seen that they are able to play an efficient objective, but so far in this game we haven't seen it, and that was their opportunity, and they squandered it.
They're looking a little overwhelmed, for sure. I'm starting to not only see just dominance pressure coming out of Falling Esports, but like comfort. They seem comfortable. They're just they're taking positions in awkward spots in the map, like Musa pushing up into center map, getting up on top cat, getting way ahead of his team, just trying to be a nuisance. Here he is right now, just looking for food, right? Like you can tell how confident the guy is with the lead that they have. And this is a scary situation for FLYERS. You don't want to be in this situation when Musa's just up in center map in your face.
Yeah, and what was it that you told me that that Falling? I think they had Boo Boo Doo in one of your esports arena.
Yeah,
instead of Musa. Yeah,
he's the replacement for Boo Boo, and right now, honestly, he's looking great. Can't complain. Look at this man.
And they dominated Sentinels with Boo Boo.
Yep.
So I mean, this team is just—they've got the right mixture. They've got the formula, and they are just taking it to FLYERS right now. They look so darn good playing the game it's meant to be played. I'm surprised he didn't get the trade there. Straight Sick able to come out on top, but the points are still going in the favor of Envor. Envor playing very smart here. He's going to try to get into this location where he can just throw the ball off, no problemo.
Yeah, Envor trying to get as much time as he can there. Of course, he tries to stand in that little ledge on the outside. You just stay there as long as you can until you die. But at this point, 15 seconds left to close it out. Kind of an unfortunate situation for FLYERS, as powerful as like just they've got the accolades and the experience to be a top team, but it's just not showing in this series, not showing on the scoreboard. They can play perfect now, maybe swing back a bit of a comeback, but I honestly, with the deficit in score that I'm seeing, I don't predict that they make this comeback. It'd be massive, Nighty. It'd be unbelievable if they somehow did it.
It's very possible. We've seen it time and time again, but it just doesn't look like it is likely. Musa getting a good cleanup there. Nice little trade. Sab going to get taken down. The slaying is coming from FLYERS is so much more effective now. They're really starting to do much better, but they're letting the last player alive get away with the oddball and get this much time.
Yeah, Septify running a little train there. Choo-choo. You just got to take a circle, Nighty, and you get them to follow you like Black Ops zombies, right? And you just keep them away as long as you can get the time. 4 seconds left to close it out. Sab, let's see if he can hit a couple blaners to end the game here. Ball back down on spawn as well, so nice little bait. The stick will finish off CC. 3 players left here, and they got to stay alive if they want any chance of contesting this ball, but of course it's not enough. 150 to 54 to close it out in dominant fashion. They got momentum in game 2, and they rode it out through the series, Nighty.
Good Lord, Falling just impressing the hell out of me. I thought that was going to be a little bit closer than what it was, but heck no, it wasn't. Gentlemen, welcome back. Starting with you, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tools. Tell me what you just saw, my man.
Well, I will say I was watching Envor's stream that entire time, wanted to see what was going on through those comms. And for a team that is not using a coach for that first round, they had some of the most impressive listening skills and just great just memory throughout the entire thing. I don't think I saw them lose a power up. They're right on top of them for the entire time. They had fast and clear communication where they're all listening to each other, quick to help, and they stayed alive so often. I thought the amount of times where FLYERS just could not pick up all 4 players at once for Falling Esports really propelled them forward in Game 2 and Game 3. And absolutely just impressive work from this Falling Esports squad. Could not be more impressed with what I saw.
Dragonite, tell me, my friend, what were you watching during that one?
I was watching Falling make double use of their lives. So, for instance, if a FLYERS player, let's say Envor was fighting commonly, and Envor gets the slay there, and then falls, I see Sabinator survive 2 to 3 times as long, being an absolute nuisance and occupying 2 whole players' worth of a life in order to get his team some more ball time. I mean, we saw it there at the end. I think it was it Septify playing the little jungle gym, jumping around for the last 11 seconds he got?
Yeah.
That was incredible, but he was being a nuisance. Every player on that team was being so perfectly obnoxious that it was like every Spartan was 1.5 of a player. Like, they were making such value out of their lives.
Yeah, every time that I was witnessing a big play, they just looked so confident. Falling was able to commit to every situation. Looking at the stats there, we see a big game, 86 points from Envor.
Damn.
With only 6 deaths. Like, what is that? The man was touching the most objective and yet only died 6 times. That is incredible. I'm really happy to see that this team is starting to succeed in this way. Just phenomenal play. And then we've got, coming up next, Falling taking on Inconceivable. That is going to be awesome. The reigning champs from last tournament, Boo Boo Doo, who has just been looking like he is at the top of the world, but teaming with Bound, who basically is at the top of the Halo 5 world. He's been winning every darn tournament. Shyway, tell me about like this man's success. Like, you've seen him win so many darn tournaments and you've casted over him so many darn times. What sets him apart? What is Bound's secret?
Bound's secret? The movement. I mean, if you watch this guy's screen, he's hitting like 1 million buttons a second. He's fast. He's very fast. He's kind of abusing the scoreboard spring jump a little bit. That's the one thing I don't fully approve of. But I mean, it's in the game, so you got to use it. He knows the mechanics to a T. He kind of channels Shotzi in the way that he moves and the way he applies aggression. He's very quick to make rotations, very quick to get in your face. He's got no fear. He was a 1v1 grinder that I think was the top 1v1 player, and then he decided to kind of take the skills, the individual skills, and kind of implant them into a team. And I think he couldn't have picked a better roster with Inconceivable and the talent that's on that squad. Every single one of these guys, you could write a novel on the experience that they have, the plays that they made.
That's so true, and that is what we're going to see coming up next. Let me see. What do you guys feel like Falling needs to do to take down a team like Inconceivable? Let's start with you, Mr. Dragonite.
Man, I'm seeing a bunch of amazing plays out of Envor, and I'm kind of feeling like every team has a player that leads. You have your IGL and things like that, and I'm kind of feeling like they might want to kind of center around Envor. I've seen his plays throughout the years he's been competing and doing online things. I am curious to see if Falling can master some more objective. I see them win, I think, every Slayer that they played in the previous event, but I'd like to see them win some more objectives. I know, for instance, that they dropped the game on Rig Strongholds last time. I'm curious to see they lost a lot of control outside. They kept letting basement flip, and they got trapped into BR base. So if they can kind of anchor on Envor as an IGL and then consider maybe holding some primary objectives, leaving a player there, I think that we might be able to see something out of them.
Yeah, and I think that is very possible. So far from what I've seen that last match, they just looked so darn good. Right. And there you go. You saw that there was such a big start from FLYERS, but what it just speaks to me is that Falling was able to come back in a game number 2 with such confidence. They were not even out of it for a second. They got woken up. They did not let themselves get down whatsoever. Pure composure out of this Falling roster. Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh, tell me what it is about the Falling roster that makes them like that? I think personally it's their hunger.
Yeah, honestly, this team is 4 players that there isn't that all-star. There isn't that one player that you expect to take over the game. They're not relying on one person. Obviously, we saw great performances out of Septify and Onboard throughout the entire series. But really, you can just feel it throughout their communications. They all know that they have to rely on top of each other. They all have to have supreme confidence that they're making the right play calls. And from what I saw, they made intelligent plays time and time again. They made sure that they didn't play ball when they didn't need to play ball. They made sure that they got quick flanks when they got quick flanks. And they were so fast to help each other. Like I said, if they can keep that level of communication where they can have the fast comms, and that they can have the ability to make sure that they're listening to each other, picking up the kills, making sure that that 1 or 2 deaths don't happen, that could change the momentum of a game, they're going to continue doing what I've seen them to do. But they have a giant mountain to climb with Inconceivable, what I would consider the favorite coming into this tournament.
Right. And that is what we're waiting for right now. We are going to see a great matchup. This is going to be one that I've been waiting for. Pretty much a prediction for me of like one of the finals matches we're going to see in the future is going to be these 2 teams taking on each other. So looking forward to that. But this is going to be a great one. Coming up next after the break, we have Inconceivable taking on Falling. Don't go anywhere.